Peace and blessings, Reverend Dr. Anthony Farmer, or Rev Bear, and welcome to the Lion's Den. It's a sacred space for men experiencing grief. And in the Lion's Den, it's an opportunity to support men and whomever else is watching connect to or reconnect to their courage and inner strength and power and self-compassion and harmony and grace and inner wisdom and uh, other tools that we can use to navigate through grief, to support us as we go through our grief process, our grieving process. So I'm a certified grief coach, ordained interfaith minister, and I am divinely guided to create and offer the Lion's Den. Grief, as I have come to understand and still understanding grief, is the emotional and mental and physical and energetic and sort of spiritual reaction or response to loss of a loved one, loss of a life situation, loss of a relationship, loss of a pet, loss of a way of being, any type of loss, any type of experience where there was something or someone we loved and that someone or something is no longer there in the form that they were in. And we have this loss, and it's like the love that we offer to them, the love that we extended to them is saying, where do I go now? It's grief is love that has lost its direction. And the grieving process is the healing process with grief is to find a way to reconnect to that love and give that love a new destination, a new purpose, a new way to express itself. And so today's offering is entitled Grief is Not the Enemy. Grief is not the enemy. And I offer this to the one who is ready to hear this. When I'm guided to offer, inspirations for the Lion's Den or even sermons on Sundays or inspirational messages, I was guided a long time ago to say, you're doing this for that one who is ready to hear it. So this message is for the one who's ready to receive it. Grief is not the enemy. For some, and we may be unconscious in understanding this, but when something appears in our life, we either see it as a friend or foe. Friend or foe. We see it as you're here to support me, or you're here to harm me or cause pain. And so our sort of unconscious reaction is to, if it's friend, we react to it a certain way. But if it's a foe, if it's an enemy, if it's causing us pain, if it's causing us frustration, we may perceive that as a foe, an enemy, and then we address it from that perspective. And grief, when it shows up, there's pain, there's frustration, there is a lot of emotional experiences that don't seem to support us or bring joy and happiness and peace and harmony. Grief seems to bring all those other things, the fear, the doubt, and the pain and the frustration and the stuckness in life. And so sort of the masculine energy may look at that as, you're not friend, you're foe. And foe needs to be defeated. Foe needs to be addressed. Foe needs to be stopped. The enemy needs to be vanquished. The enemy needs to be defeated. But grief is not the enemy. Even though when we have our experiences of grief and there's pain and there's loneliness and all of the other types of emotional experiences, and it also can affect us physically too, where we start to feel pain physically because we are experiencing or maybe avoiding the grief and the loss. But grief is not the enemy. Grief again shows up when what we loved and who we loved and how we loved is no longer there, and this love is saying, where do I go? Where do I go? And our reaction to that is what causes the pain and the frustration, the loneliness, the despair that many people may experience. But grief is not the enemy. It's not the foe. Grief is not something that needs to be defeated. It doesn't need to be vanquished. It doesn't need to be, again, defeated. Forgot the other word. Someone once said, grief, I've learned, is really just love. It's all the love you want to give, but cannot. At least not like you used to. All of that unspent, unexpressed love gathers in the corners of your eyes, in the lump in your throat, and in the hollow part of your chest. Grief is just love with no place to go. It is not the enemy. It is not the foe. It is not something that intentionally is here to cause you pain. But going through that grief process, pain may arise in many cases. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, it shows up. But it is not the enemy. It is not the foe. And grief is not to be stopped. It's not to be defeated. It's not a problem to be fixed. Grief is not an indication that something is broken. Grief is a sign that you have the capacity to love. And grief, again, is love that is like, where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? And part of the healing process with grief is finding, guiding, connecting to that love and offering it a new place to go. And the first place is bringing love to yourself. But grief is what occurs when something that was is no longer. We walk our life journey and we will have experiences of loss. And this loss will impact us in many ways. However, grief does not require you to stop walking your life. Grief does not ask you to stop living. We must keep moving forward, navigating grief, not defeating it, not vanquishing it, not destroying it, not ignoring it, not fixing it, not denying it, and not trying to rush it away. Grief is not the enemy. But we must keep moving forward by acknowledging grief, being compassionate and patient with ourselves as we find our new way, willing ourselves forward as best we can. Grief is not the enemy that must be defeated. Navigating grief is part of the healing process. Again, as we move forward, grief will be a passenger in our life as we move forward, but it is not the one that drives the car. A statement of empowerment for you to consider for yourself. Grief is not the enemy that must be defeated. Grief is a healing journey that I am willing to navigate forward. This is our offering for the offering in the Lion's Den today. I look forward to our next offering. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I might tell you what it is now, and by the time I get to doing it, it will shift. But I look forward to the next offering on the Lion's Den, a safe place for men who are navigating through grief. Peace and blessings.